You will get rich in the next 12 to 18 months, but there's also a very good chance you mess this cycle up. People say in crypto it takes 3 cycles to make it. The goal of my channel is to help you skip a cycle of errors and help you make the most money as possible in this one. This is part 2 of my free investment course. If you watch this video to the end, I guarantee you'll have an advantage over the rest of people watching crypto YouTube. Today's focus is on portfolio mastery and playing the market cycle, 2 of the most critical things you need. As always, nothing here is financial advice. Think about your portfolio during this video and the mistakes you made in the past. If you want to make it, you're going to have to think for yourself. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what the ideal portfolio structure is. I'm a strong believer in having a consolidated, high conviction portfolio. Every rich person I know in crypto made very few high conviction bets. They don't do this thing where they put in 2% into every random gaming coin and influence to shield them. 80% of their money is put into 3 to 5 well-researched coins, and 10 to 20% of their money they put into degen plays and keep in cash. In my 5k portfolio video, I included literally only 3 high conviction coins. If you listen to that video, your portfolio would be worth 10k now within a matter of 3 to 4 weeks. And I believe anyone who followed this portfolio will make between 100 and 150k this cycle. I'll continue making different types of portfolio videos like this once a month, so subscribe now so you don't miss those. But the main reason you should adopt this philosophy is it actually forces you to think. When you put more thought into your portfolio, you automatically make better decisions. If a person relies on influencers to pick coins for them, they won't have conviction to sell when it's time. Selling when you need to is one of the hardest things you'll do this cycle. If you have doubts about your portfolio or your coins, join the Discord and discuss it in the portfolio strategy channel. And join quickly because there's only around 250 spots left for this OG tier. Now the second reason you should do this is because it means you can actually track your thesis for why you bought the coin. If you have 20 to 30 coins, you'll have no way of knowing when the team isn't delivering, and you won't know when to cut a loser and add to a winner because you simply can't track this many coins. Find your 4 to 5 conviction bets. I shared mine on this channel in real time. Tier, Beam, Injective, Casper and some others, all big winners that outperform the market. I've proved myself by showing you only the best coins relentlessly and with conviction. I'm also now going to switch some of my attention to the 20% degen part of my portfolio. So over the coming few weeks, I will be dropping a lot more alpha on good low caps to buy, especially on Twitter and in the Discord. I expect to outperform certain YouTubers in the low cap game, just as I did with the large caps. If you still haven't found your 4 to 5 high conviction coins for that 80% of your portfolio, then keep watching. Now the final bit of alpha on portfolio mastery before I give you a massive warning for the next few weeks in crypto. I think it's a good idea to have a small degen section of a portfolio because it gives you flexibility in the cycle. As we progress into a bull market, people naturally chase risky and riskier things because of their rising optimism and because they feel rich. By thinking and preparing for this now, you can avoid being late to this part of the cycle and avoid capitulating at the shitcoin tops. The second reason I believe a degen section of a portfolio is needed is because it's actually a part of my exit strategy built in, which we'll discuss in the next video. When we get those first crazy impulses of a bull market, we can start to TP our main bags and use the 20% degen portfolio to maintain exposure to the market. If you remember back in November 2021, how crazy you got, you'll realize that you won't even need to risk your main capital, which is your 80% core, because of how much money you can make just by playing this 20% right. But remember, when you're buying low caps, if you're going to rely on influencers, make sure you're following actually good people. So that's my plan for this cycle, 80% large caps, 20% in low caps. As the cycle progresses, I'm going to scale this 80% out and focus my efforts and time. As we progress into a cycle, you must adjust the setting of your portfolio from an aggressive mode to a more defensive mode. You need to decide what you're comfortable with personally for that. But last word before I drop some serious alpha, watch this video to figure out what makes a bad investment in your portfolio. Look at the coins I mentioned here and look at their charts with Bitcoin. Everything I said in this video is already starting to play out, and this is the key difference with my channel. I'm not going to be around the bush. I'm going to say things that I think will help people make the most money possible, not financial advice. If I believe in something, I'm going to say it how it is. And the truth is, if you held these coins and you switched into the ones I called, you'd be in serious profit already, and some people did listen. Anyways, if you're still holding these sorts of underperforming coins, then keep watching my channel for new coins I think are good. It should be clear by now that this channel is on a different level. And you really need to fix these errors in your portfolio whilst you still have time, or you'll fall victim to this envy capitulation thing when those bugs don't pump as hard. Again, join the Discord if you need help. Now here comes the most important part of this video, and this is what will really separate you from the noob retail on YouTube. A lot of this next bit is purely psychological. I'm not going to bother with any fancy editing in my videos. I'm just going to speak into the mic. It's up to you to stay engaged, because the things that I say here can change the entire course of your bull run. So this is what you must do. At all times, you must know where you stand in the market cycle. If you don't know how to figure this out, you're running blind and you're in serious danger. You won't know if you're taking profit too early. Imagine being the person who sold a lot here, and you won't know when's the right time to start protecting your money. But I'm going to give you a framework now so you have this skill under your belt. There's two components you need to look for. The first is relative valuations, and the second is monitoring people's attitudes towards risk in the market. For the valuations part, we can use the chart. Every bull market has 3 stages. The first stage is when only a few people buy the bottom when no one else believes. The second stage is when people start believing. And the third stage is when people think that we can never go down again. This is where most of the money is made. So by looking at the chart, we can guess that we're at the start of stage 2 of this cycle. But that's only one piece of the evidence. We need to look at how people are behaving and what is their attitude towards risk, because that tells you everything. For example, in 2021, people didn't believe crypto was risky and they thought it would never go down. So what did they do? They piled their money in, making the prices of coins and NFTs go crazy, aka making them overvalued. If people don't think something is risky, it's already priced in. And that's a very powerful statement that you need to remember. I'm now going to tell you exactly where I think we are in the market cycle, and this is the serious warning part of the title. So we've established that we're at the beginning of stage 2, aka the belief phase. But is that true with how people are acting? To understand that, we need to look across social media to see what people are doing. I looked across Reddit, YouTube comments, influencers, various polls, and what I've basically found is a lot of people want a dip to buy in and they're not fully invested. When you see stuff like this, you know we haven't hit full belief. And you can see that with how the dips that we get are really shallow, and there's nothing you can really comfortably buy all the way up. This also adds confluence to my idea. VCs come quite late into the cycle, and as we can see in 2024, we're nowhere near as close to how we got in 2021. Therefore, I can conclude that a large percentage of crypto natives, retail and VCs do not fully believe in the bull market, and that's why I think we're over here at the beginning of stage 2. And this is exactly how whales play this game. They deeply study what the crowd is doing. For example, in my Discord, there's some mega whales in here that have joined, and they're reading what people are saying and doing. They think I don't know who they are, but I do. But there is a problem. There's different scopes of people who are going to be our exit liquidity. The first type is crypto natives holding underperforming bags or stable coins that envy capitulate, driving prices higher. And then there's going to be laggards, aka stage 3 retail and VCs. This is a very important model because it leads me on to my next point, which is the phantom alt season. A phantom alt season is when everyone thinks it's a real alt season, but it's a fake one that stops at the end of stage 2. It gets everyone to believe, and then it rugs. This mainly happens because lagging retail and VCs don't come for that ultimate third leg alt season. For this to happen, you need money to be cheap. I can give you an anecdotal example of this. My friends, they don't have a lot of disposable income right now because they're paying their high interest rate mortgages, so they don't have a lot of money for crypto. The real alt season comes when you have a lot of money in the real world system, and we don't have that just yet. There's only one other person talking about this phantom alt season theory right now, and it's Tommy. He calls it the Bitcoin halving year alt season, and he's saying it's possible that we could already be halfway through this alt season, and we're going to get that final leg higher, and then rug for the rest of the year. But can you imagine if most of crypto YouTube thinks this is the real alt season over here? We grab a 5x in our portfolios, and we trim, let's say, 50%, and then we rebuy the people who FOMO'd at the top's blood towards the end of the year as they capitulate. And then we play that real, life-changing alt season in 2025. Again, remember, this is just my personal opinion. You need to always remember we can only think about what's likely to happen. For example, if Bitcoin smashes its all-time high, or we get alt season run now whilst BTC stalls, alts could just go high enough to seriously attract mass retail, and then they come in and the price just keeps ballooning up. That's also a possibility. Optimism and belief can cause more optimism and belief, and that's how bubbles grow. ETH BTC is going to be the guiding light for all season. Once this breaks 0.06, it's going to be a signal from the market that it's risk on season. Of course, there's a chance that we just rug from here. In that case, I'm just going to keep holding. It's only dangerous to keep holding after you've had euphoria. We haven't had that just yet. The key thing that you need to be taking away from this is be open to multiple scenarios. Influencers who tell you crypto is easy 100x gains are just telling you what you want to hear. This can be one of the hardest games in the world because of how much our emotions get involved, but it's also why we make a lot more money than normal people. Remember, 90% of people end up losing crypto, and with this channel, you'll be in that 10%. Just remember that there's still so much money left to come into this market. Last bull market, we had around $60 billion enter the market. We've only had 10 billion so far. I wasn't joking when I said at the start, you'll get rich. I think in 2024, you'll make a lot of money, and in 2025 is when you tell your boss to fuck off. The only question is, will you keep the money that you make? And that's what the next video is for. To conclude this video, fix your portfolios ASAP and keep watching my videos if you're sidelined. I'm going to try my best to find you opportunities, but don't rely on just me. Also, always know where you stand in the market cycle. The market cycle is the battlefield, and your portfolio is your army. You need to know when to attack and when to defend. Join the Discord and grab those roles before they go. Discuss market cycles, individual coins, and your portfolio in here. Also, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss these upcoming videos. The next video will be uploaded for 3 days and then deleted because I don't want too many people to view it.